Hello, welcome to Robo Dojo anywhere, anytime. I'm your librarian, Dan Lo. Today, we're going to develop the very first application for the robot, where we're going to ask a robot to say something. Alright, let's first open Choregraphe. Now, before we get started, I'd like to give you a very brief introduction of the interface. So on the top, you will see the menus just like most of the other software. Underneath the menus, you will see a row of quick link buttons. This is called the toolbar. And underneath the toolbar, you will see various windows that are called panels, or I would like to call them views. You will be able to see what views are currently open by clicking the view in the menu drop-down. Here, everything with the check mark in front of it means it's opening right now. So if, for example, if I want the video monitor view, I could just click it. And now it's added. Of course, there are so many views in this interface, they will just lay on top of each other. But you can toggle the tabs, for example. I can toggle it to video monitor by clicking on the video monitor tab. And back to the robot view tab. Alright, I don't think we're going to use the video monitor view today, so I'll just disable it. All of these views are also very easy to enlarge and rearrange, so you can just drag it to wherever you like them to be. So for example, I can drag it here, overlay with the other tabs here. Okay. Now let me just move it back. So when Choregraphe first starts up, it will do two things automatically for you. The first is it'll start a blank project, a new project for you. And if you see this central working area lighted up like this, that means a new project is created. Another thing it will try to do is it will try to connect to a robot that's in your network system. One way to verify it is by looking at the robot view. If you see a robot up there, or if we go to the toolbar, I can click this Connect To button, and I can see that right now I have a virtual robot on my machine in the network, and the status is connected. You can also disconnect the robot by clicking this disconnect button, and now the robot is gone from the robot view. I can reconnect it by clicking this and select the robot. See, it already automatically have a port number and an IP address, so make sure you do not select this fixed port or fixed host name. In case you have a real now robot, use the fixed port and the fixed host name may be a way to go. So select, voila, the virtual robot is back. Okay, so today we are just going to do a very simple thing. We're just going to make the robot say something. We will use the box libraries view first. So make sure you go to view and verify there's a check mark before box libraries. And if you cannot see box libraries, you can just click on the tab. And then for today's purpose, we're going to use two boxes. By the way, each of these boxes are actually a Python object. It's just an easy way, in Choregraphe, the system already created these boxes by default, so we can just drag and drop it in the central working area. So the first box we're going to use is called set language. It sets the language for the robot. And then the second box we need is called say. Now once you have these two boxes in the working area, the next step is to connect it. This is the onStart button for the whole application. So we connect this onStart to the onStart of the set language. Those start inputs are usually on the left side of the box. And then when set language is successful, so you see the first button, if you mouse over it, it'll say the name is on ready, means it is when it's ready. So we connect that to the say box. And then when the say box finished on stopped, we connect to the stop output of the whole application. Voila! That's our very first application. Let's try to run it. Now before we try to run it, I would like you to bring the dialog box in the view. So make sure you have the dialog view enabled, and then you toggle to dialog, and let's click this play button to unload the application to the virtual robot and start running. Okay, so you see for a very brief moment there's a bubble hello appear on top of the robot's head, and also in the dialogue the robot says hello too. Now with the virtual robot you cannot make the audio work, audio, video, or any of the sensors, but there's ways to mimic those. And for the talk thing, the dialogue view is a nice way to mimic how a real robot would talk. In case you want to change things, say here, set language by default it's set to English, but you can also choose another different language for it to try. Okay, for now we'll just need English. Let's look. That looks good to us. And then if you click on this wrench button on the say box, you will see you'll be able to change how the voice sounds like on the robot. Of course, we are using the virtual robot, so it won't do anything. Okay, but then if you double click the say box, it's actually composed of two separate boxes. By default, the localized text said French, bonjour, but because our language is set to English, you see the default English text is hello, and we can try to change this. For example, I could change it to hello world. And then here's the say box. Again, you can change the voice shape here. Okay, that looks all good to me. And then on this top line, it's very easy for you to see where you are. It says the root application is over there. I'm currently inside the say box. So if I click on the root, then it'll go back to the root of the application. We changed one thing. Let's try to run it again. Voila! The robot says hello world. So we want to save the project. Let's open up the project content view. See, I need a title for the robot, so I click on this. And the title I'll say Robo Dojo say. And then the application ID, I can just change it to Robo Dojo say dash version 0 looks good for me. Application description, the robot says hello world. Okay, there's no more requirement. That all looks good to me. Okay, let me just resize the box, maybe enlarge the box so we can see the OK. Click on OK. Alright, looks good, and then I can save it. Save projects, robot say, that looks good to me. I'll just save it there. Okay, so that's our very first, and I'm going to close the project. And next time, if I want to bring up the same project, I can just open project or open recent project, and you'll see the recent project that I'll bring back. Okay, that's our very first tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.